Coming up, we hear from a DOT employee about her crash experience.
Plus, you never know who you'll find at the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally. We show you some who came from a galaxy far, far away. Good morning, this is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
The Sioux Falls School Board will hear a report on the district's Continue to Learn plan at tonight's meeting. In the plan, the district says students and staff may choose to wear a mask in the classroom, but are expected to wear them on buses per President Biden's executive order on public transport.
The plan also expects that students wash their hands before leaving home in the morning. The meeting starts at 5:30 at the Instructional Planning Center. A federal judge has sentenced a South Dakota man to 20 years in prison for molesting 2 young girls.
73-year-old Leonard Briggs-Plenty pleaded guilty last year to sexual contact involving a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old at his home on the Pine Ridge Reservation in 2016. The judge also ordered Briggs-Plenty to serve 5 years of supervised release once he's out of prison. A motorcyclist was killed in a weekend crash west of Wall.
Just before noon Saturday, a motorcycle was heading west on I-90 when the driver lost control. The motorcycle then hit a guardrail. The driver was thrown from the vehicle. She was pronounced dead at the scene.
Turning to weather now, another round of rain moved through KELOLAND over the weekend.
Let's send it over to meteorologist Scott Munt in the Storm Center for a check of this morning's weather. Good morning, Scott.
All right, good morning, you two. Good morning, KELOLAND. Looks like we'll have a relatively hot week. You know, temperatures 80s, 90s in some areas, and this will happen with mostly dry skies. And I say mostly dry skies because there is this isolated risk for a shower or thunderstorm as we do go into the evening and overnight hours in eastern KELOLAND. Remaining above average, I mentioned those numbers in the 80s and 90s, and our mostly dry conditions as well. More details on a KELOLAND Live Doppler forecast with Brian Karstens coming up.
Thank you, Scott. Driving safely is important all year long, and with the busy summer traffic and many people heading to the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally, we're seeing why it is especially important right now to pay attention to the road and buckle up.
Through their Counting on You campaign, the South Dakota Department of Transportation is sharing employee stories of crashes to bring about awareness of safe driving.
There was some gravel on the road, so I hit that gravel, and it just was kind of that perfect storm. And I skidded, my wheels hit the shoulder, I rolled, and if it wasn't for this lone tree that was in the middle of the ditch, I would have continued to roll.
The South Dakota Department of Transportation has been sharing stories like Greba's on their social media pages, which you can find with this story on KELOLAND.com. Last week, we introduced you to Wyatt Dennis, a young boy from Piedmont running a lemonade stand. He's raising money for a college fund and St. Jude's Children's Hospital. He even mentioned interest in buying a dirt bike.
So 2 riding groups, Black Hills Riders and South Dakota Sports Bikes, banded together to collect money and surprise Wyatt with a dirt bike. Rapid City Police escorted the groups to the stand Sunday afternoon to give him the bike.
People are loading up their motorcycles and heading to western KELOLAND for the 81st annual Sturgis Motorcycle Rally. Some are even coming from a galaxy far, far away.
The Custer County Sheriff posted these pictures of some stormtroopers that made it to the rally to its Facebook page. In the post, the sheriff says, "Our backup stormtroopers have arrived. Y'all better behave now."
From the attendees to the events, there are a lot of stories in Sturgis. That's why we're sending a team of reporters to bring you live coverage, daily reports, and KELOLAND.com originals. Join us throughout the rally on KELOLAND News and right here on KELOLAND.com.
That is a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, weather it is, and we see a couple of chances of thunderstorms tonight. Main thing here to watch, of course, the cap. We talk about this a lot in the summertime, but the atmosphere pretty warm upstairs in the mid layers of the atmosphere, and so that's kind of the limiting factor here. Probably gives it a harder time to happen. But if we do pop a storm, or if we get probably a scenario for some storms up in North Dakota, a few of those may try to drift into northeast South Dakota late tonight. So just kind of keep that in mind, but I'm not counting on widespread severe weather with that. Our forecast on FUTURECAST is pretty low there on those chances of rain. You'll see the wind shift line. So, for example, winds out in Rapid today north at 20 to 40, so be aware of that. I think maybe a little better scenario would be for some thunderstorms post-front or behind that feature tomorrow early morning, maybe Sioux Falls to Mitchell. There's just a little hint of a couple of cells there. We'll see if that can continue to show some consistency throughout our forecast updates today. So other than that, a lot of our forecast is dry for the vast majority of the 7-day forecast. We have 97 going today in Winter, 99 in Valentine, 86 degrees in Rapid City. There's your 7-day forecast, middle 80s by Thursday and Friday. We are expecting temperatures into the 50s on the overnight lows at the end of the week, so it's a little cooler. Much of the week, though, for Aberdeen, hotter days, 92 tomorrow, 93 on Wednesday. Still more 90-degree weather by the weekend, and also in Pierre. Looks like a pretty long stretch of 90-degree weather, and with a little rain, yeah, it's just not going to help our drought scenario in central KELOLAND, even the west, where we've had rain at times this summer. The 7-day period is going to have a tendency to dry down, so we'll need to be aware of that. Check out details with our Storm Center update at KELOLAND.com.